what's up guys, TripleCap here. This video is going to be me telling you about me, TripleCap. I'm going to tell you my life story. Not really. I'm just going to give you a few details, let you know who I am, where I came from, you know, what my interests are. Just give you a few details about myself, you know. So anyways, let's get started. We'll start with my birth. I was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. Okay, I was born there. I wasn't really raised in Richmond. I was born at MCV Hospital in Richmond, but I was raised more along the lines of Dinwiddie and Matulka, Virginia. So yeah, that's pretty much where I grew up. Matulka mainly, towards the later years of my teenage life. Hung out with all my friends. We used to ride our bikes all over town. There was a river off, the Appomattox River ran right through Matulka, and you know, I was at the river all the time. I was either fishing, we were kayaking, we were canoeing, swimming, you know, we were always in that river. But it was fun, you know. We were young, 17 years old, 16, 17. Not long after that, my girlfriend at the time got pregnant, so I'm going to be a dad. That was a big surprise. What a memory. Couldn't wait to tell my family at 17 years old that I was going to be a dad. Anyway, I'm going to be a dad, so it's time to get a job. First job, Waffle House. I worked about 15 hours a week if I was lucky. I went to Busch Gardens after that. Made a little more money. After that, I went to Aunt Sarah's Pancake House. I was all over them applications, man. I had a kid coming, and I wanted to make some money. I wanted to be able to take care of me. I wanted to do the right thing. Not long after working at Aunt Sarah's, me and my girlfriend at the time, we were having some issues. To put it bluntly, women are crazy. Guys, tip number one, women are fucking nuts. Sorry, ladies, but it's true. After we split up, I ended up taking my son with me because she was crazy. I took my son with me, and I went to stay with my mom for a while. And while I was there, I ended up working at a little grocery store. Eventually, I got into doing steel work and metal fabrication. I got into welding. From there, you know, I started making some pretty decent money. It was nice. And somewhere around this time, I also was introduced to computers. And we got our first computer. We got the internet. Yeah, this was back in, like, I want to say 97, 98. I also downloaded Photoshop for the very first time, somewhere around this time. I got into doing animations, and I even learned a little bit of programming. I couldn't get enough of it. I wanted to learn more and more. I wanted to know how this worked, how that worked. It was intriguing. It was mind-blowing. So that was my first introduction to the computer world, you know? So yeah, not too long after that, I ended up getting my own place, my own little apartment, me and my son. 2-bedroom. I had this big-ass waterbed. I couldn't wait to get it all moved in, and we got over there. My sister and family, they all came over and helped me get the house set up. It was my first home, you know, my first place to call my own. But some of the wildest shit in my life happened to me around this time, and we're not going to go into that. So, yeah, a few years of, you know, crazy activities, partying, you know, drinking, some wild stuff. At one point, I even I got my first DUI, and it was not a pretty one. It was not a good experience. It was a very bad experience. Wasn't a lot going on. I was at home. I was bored. So I jump in the car. I cruise on down to the bar. I had a great time. Ended up, there was a bunch of people there that I knew. There was a lot of craziness going on. I don't remember everything, but I remember leaving. I was going to go to someone's house. I wasn't ready to be done. You know, when you're drinking and you're high, it's good, your buzz is going strong. You don't want the night to end, even though it's 3 in the morning. So I'm cruising to somebody's house. I think I get there, and they're not home. I end up trying to go back home, and when I was on the way back home, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I passed out. I don't know if I fell asleep, you know. But at some point, I decided to run into a tree out in the middle of the interstate at like 3 in the morning, 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, somewhere between them. All I know is I woke up with a airbag in my face, blood all over the place. I didn't feel pain. I really didn't. Come to find out, I had to get 7 staples in my head. I broke my collarbone. I busted my hip. I guess I just bruised it really bad, but I couldn't walk for like 2 months. It was that bad. Anyways, not long after this, I meet my wife online. I told you I got into computers. Computers always pulled me in. I was always online. I met my wife. We talked a lot. We chatted. At some point, she came down. She visited. It was around Valentine's Day. We hit it off really well. I took her to Red Lobster. We got a motel room. Whole 9 yards. It was great. I put rose petals on her bed and flowers all over the place. Got her this nice little teddy bear. It was sweet. It was romantic. I was trying to be a romantic. She liked shit like that. Girls like that, right? Anyways, I ended up moving to Florida. After not even a year, we're married. I found a job there working at a company called Energenics, which makes dryer filters for cruise ships. They ended up giving me a promotion. They sent me to do some classes for AutoCAD. Anyway, I took some classes for that, and they put me in an office where I was maintaining their shop drawings. That Friday, before that Monday, I went on another interview with Wilson Miller, big, huge engineering firm in Florida. Their transportation department, which is in charge of designing the highways and roads for new construction, traffic lights, those things all are designed, and that's what these guys do, and they were looking for some help. It was an engineering job using a CAD software. They were paying me a buku money, like $16 an hour. I was very happy. Air-conditioned job, sitting at a desk with dual monitors. Holy shit, it's my dream. I never thought I'd be here, but I was. Alright, a year and a half later, they lay me off because it's the fall of the economy. I made it through the second round of layoff. The third one got me. On the third one, my name was on the list, so that's what I did. Luckily, during this time, I'd gotten back into design work. I was learning Photoshop, I was learning Illustrator, I was learning how to build websites. I get a few clients, regular clients. I get a great understanding for branding and how it works. I've done a lot of research. I'm not making as much as I was at Wilson Miller, but I'm making, some money, some cash flows coming in. Over time, I got the right clients, and I began to make really good money. And around this time is when I was introduced to Xbox. And now, through the years of my childhood, I played Nintendo, PlayStation, regular PlayStation, Atari even back in the day. Around this time I got my first Xbox. My son's friend Giovanni, he came over with his Xbox every now and then, and him and my son would play, and I'd say, hey, let me try that. So we'd all play together, and we were playing World at War, Call of Duty. So that's what kind of introduced me into gaming, and ever since then, I've been gaming. Back then, my gamer tag was Rambo. Actually, it was Raivibo. It was like RAIVI that was supposed to look like an M, and then BO. So it looked like Rambo if you looked at it through 80-year-old eyes. Later on, I changed it to Rambo 1870, and then eventually it became TripleCap with a misspelled triple. And as I joined the Mercs, it became Merc TripleCap. I've got another one that I'm going to use next year. It's just like my logo, I. Cap. That's my new gamer tag that I haven't really used. It'll be used at the beginning of Infinite Warfare. I'm going to start Infinite Warfare using that gamer tag. It's just a cool gamer tag. 3 eyes and a cap. Let's go. So yeah, that was when I got into gaming, and Rambo was born. Eventually, me and my wife were having issues, family problems. There was a lot of shit going on with it. Just a lot of typical marriage stuff. So I ended up moving back to Virginia. That's where I'm at now. I'm here in Virginia. Me and my wife are pretty much officially separated, working on a divorce. It's funny that, right around the time I got into gaming was around the time my marriage went to hell. If you've got a girl that doesn't like gaming, she's going to give you a hell every time you pick up that controller. I got back into gaming, started taking it a little more serious, and then I ended up joining the Corrupt Kings, which was another clan on Xbox. The Corrupt Kings was run by Fury, which is Merc Fury now. They were a great group of guys. I think they had about 35, 45 people. We did some clan wars together. Not long after that, we merged with Desert Mercs. I mean, all of our guys are just awesome people. We try to keep a good clan that's got good chemistry with everybody. There's every now and then you'll get a few arguments here or there, but they're great people. So yeah, gaming's been my thing for a while. I've actually recently started playing with drones or quadcopters. And that's been fun because I put a little camera on them. You'll fly around, you get some great scenery shots. The cool thing about them is FPV. That's what I'm really trying to move towards, is FPV, and that means, well, you know what FPV is if you're a gamer, but in the context of flying drones, basically you see what the drone sees through goggles. Piloting this drone, wherever you want, you see what it sees. So it's like you're really flying it. It's really cool. And I have yet to master that aspect of the whole hobby. It's a little on the expensive side, not too expensive, about $200 just for starting out. I'm not spending more than $200 or so. That's what I'm doing now. I still game, obviously. I'm on pretty much every day playing Black Ops 3, but at the same time, every chance I get, I'll go outside and fly my drone. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's pretty much my history. I think I've given you everything about me that's of any relevance at all. I left out a lot of details, trust me, and it's for your own good. I don't want to corrupt your young minds quite this early in your lives. I've lived interesting life. I've done a lot of crazy things. I've snorkeled in Mexico. I've gone four-wheeling through the jungles in Mexico. I bungee jumped, wrecked cars. I've come close to death. I've lost loved ones. I've had failed relationships. As far as politically, I'm gonna give you all this is the last thing you need to know about me. Politically, I consider myself a libertarian. Basically what that means is I don't care what you do if what you're doing doesn't hurt anyone else. That's my philosophy. You should be able to do whatever you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anyone else in the process. If you want to be a crackhead, be a crackhead. Don't come over and steal my shit, though. That's just me politically. Our country is like $20 trillion in debt. That's trillion. That's a lot of freaking zeros, man. When are we gonna pay that bill? There's a lot of problems in our country. There's a lot of problems in our government. I love our country. I love what we stand for, as long as we stick to what we stand for, and that's freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness. I think I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I hope that I did not bore the hell out of you, and I hope I've given you the opportunity to learn a little bit about who TripleCap is and where he came from. That's it. Cap's out.